All right, take it away, Tony.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the Barbell Life show. I'm your host, Tony Camper, and today we have a wide array of guests join us. I'll go ahead and start off by introducing the panel. First off, we have the lovely Brittany. Say hi.
Hi.
And also we have the lovely Carla. Say hi.
Hey guys. What's up?
And I'd like to welcome to the show our special guest, that barbarian, Eric Brodkin. Say what's up, man. All right. I think we're having some technical issues already. Also, that barbarian, Marcin. Say what's up.
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
And my ace, that barbarian, TJ. What's up, man?
What's going on, y'all?
And we have the guru, Larry.
Hey guys, how's it going? Eric, you gotta remember to unmute your mic. Let's try that again.
You there, Eric?
Yeah.
Say hi to the fam.
Hey.
All right, and Big Will. Big Will, say what's up.
Hey.
All right, and I almost forgot somebody. Welcome back to the show, Carla's dog, Baby. By popular demand. He ran off. Now he wants to be shy. Okay, so there he is. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. Like I said, we have another special guest, Mr. Eric Brodkin. We'll just go ahead and take it away. Eric, let me rewind real quick. So in case you don't know, Eric he's one of our more popular members of the group. He's been around a while. He's definitely one of my big inspirations when I go through the Barbell Life. The reason I say that is he's confined to a wheelchair, and but that doesn't stop him. You still see him posting pictures and videos in the group, going to the gym and putting in work. And to me, that's such a huge motivation, because so many people make excuses to why they can't go to the gym, or why they can't do this, why they can't do that. Well, he has a huge reason not to, but he doesn't let that stop him, and he still goes in there and puts in work. And to me, that's so respectful. So it's an honor to have Mr. Eric on the show today. You there, Eric? All right. I think he stepped away for a second. So anyway, if you got the Barbell Life calendar, you may have seen him in our very first month. He's very popular, like I said, and a huge motivation. So we'll wait till he gets back, and we'll just start off with a couple questions from the group. Let's see. Do we have any of those, Larry?
Yes. Let's go ahead and start off with, there should be one there from Mike Gann, and it says, is it good to stretch after a workout?
Okay.
And I'll let you start that out.
Mike Gagne, I think his name is. I actually know him. He's cool. Tucson in the house. Anybody want to start off with that one? Big Will, go ahead.
I mean, I usually do it before, It depends on how you like it. if I'm doing like stretching in the first thing in the morning, like workouts, I'll stretch out. But it really depends on how you want to do it. You can do it before or after your workouts.
Now, what?
Yeah.
Why is it? Why do you? Go ahead.
I would say after is good, especially if you have any kind of joint issues. I've had knee issues my whole life, and especially after doing leg day or doing any kind of cardio, you have to stretch in order to loosen up your muscles again and to stretch your tendons so you don't feel so sore and to keep your joints moving correctly.
Okay.
I don't know
I
if
got
there's any scientific reasoning behind stretching before or after. At my gym, we usually do a warm-up first, and then that's usually about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we stretch, and then we do the strength part of the program.
So the stretching helps you though.
Stretching definitely
If you
helps.
don't.
It's good. If you don't stretch, if I don't stretch, which I don't stretch as often as I should, but I am like, my hamstrings are sore forever. Sore, tight, you know. But if I know that if I stretch more, I tend to stretch the areas that are bothering me. Like after deadlift, like the next few days afterwards, I might be really sore, and I'll do a lot of stretching, you know, my lower back and hamstrings. Sometimes I have to do a lot of stretching with my calf. So it just all depends, but stretching is good overall.
Okay. Cool.
Uh,
Can I chime in on one thing?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
You definitely want to do the warm up. You never want to stretch your muscles when they're cold, because
Yeah.
if you just go straight into a stretch, you're going to ask for injury. So at least warm up. Get a little small sweat going, maybe on a treadmill, or just anything to loosen up first before you start stretching any like static or the dynamic stretches. Never stretch them cold, the muscles.
Good point.
Can I throw something in?
I was told, I've read that like if you stretch while you're cold, it's similar to like having taken a eraser out of a freezer and just grabbing it and starting to bend it. Like it's likely to break it. You're gonna tear something. Um, what I do is I just do really light stretching before I lift. And like Carla said, I usually stretch the muscles that I know I'm going to be using. I don't get too crazy. I just do a real light stretch and then get into it, and mainly just to kind of get some blood flow and kind of get the muscles ready for what I'm about to do. But I definitely stretch afterwards. When you're done training, your muscles are kind of in a tightened state from contracting, and so stretching just kind of helps loosen them up and get your body more into that natural state that it was before you started training. So definitely recommend stretching afterwards. How about you, Eric? You got anything on that? You're on mute.
Stretching, I really don't do too much of it. I mean, I know I need more, but no, with all the movement I do in my chair, just getting around, I don't really go into stretching too much.
Makes sense. I got you. Okay. What about you, Marcin?
Well, I was just buddy of mine is taking like a exercise class in college right now, and he just told me that his teacher was telling him that there's no scientific research done about preventing any injuries with stretching before you work out. So I'm like with TJ, just do a little quick warm up, and then hit your muscles, stretching afterwards too. I'll stretch in between here and there, but nothing like too crazy anymore. That's it.
Can't argue science, right? All right, Larry, you got anything on this? I know you do.
Yeah, like with me, I'm more or less like you guys. I do a warm up. The reason why, I mean, you can't just go full on, and start, trying to PR right off the bat. I guess you could, but you're more likely to injure yourself. I like to warm up a bit, um, you know, do a little bit of light repetition and stuff. But if I'm doing stuff with like my calves especially, I like to use the foam roller to start out. That's not so much stressing or stretching, but like I'll do some calf raises real quick and then use the foam roller to kind of help it out. I felt that feels a little bit better, especially when I'm doing anything, with my calves or anything like that. And sometimes if I feel like I'm tightening up, I may stretch them, but generally it's after I've done working out, I do my stretches.
Yeah, I agree with as far as if I feel certain muscles starting to get really tight, more than normal, I'll step away for a second and kind of get a good stretch in and then re-engage. But good point. How about you, Will? What's your stretching take on things? Will,
Yeah. Like I was saying, before workouts, just kind of stretch your body out a little bit, get you loosen up. Then you start your workouts. Then afterwards, you're really tight. Your body's really tight, so you have to stretch it out a little bit. It'd be
so you
good
do
after
before
that.
and after. That's what you're saying, huh?
Yeah,
Okay. Is it more before, more after? What do you do?
both.
Both. Okay. Even. I got you. Um, all right. That's a good point. And I think basically all these answers kind of just show like it's all dependent on the person. Um, I mean, who knows your body better than you do, So you go in there and if stretching before your workout helps you, have a better workout or be more flexible or, better engage the muscles you're trying to train, then, do it. And if, same goes for at the tail end of your workout. If you like to, get a stretch in and kind of get even again, that helps you. Go for it. As long as you do like what TJ said, don't just go jump in there and cold and just stretch all kinds. You're likely to hurt yourself, tear something, or strain something. Appreciate the question, Mike. All right, so now that we have Eric back, we'll try this again. Eric, I introduced you already. I told the group, a little bit about you. You want to go ahead and tell us your story? Poof, he's gone. All right, this is we're definitely having some issues today. So we'll just go into another question then. Show must go on. What you got there?
All right, let's see here. So this next question is from Taylor Sims. Do you guys think you can get gains or gain size at Planet Fitness? Normally, in terms, I guess it's best to cover what our stance is. Yeah, I guess it's good to cover our stances, about like bashing gyms and stuff like that. My view on the whole, like we generally don't support bashing of gyms, and part of that is because, it doesn't matter where you're getting gains at. You can get gains anywhere, So really looking down on a gym or looking down on a place and saying, can you get gyms, that's more or less childish, I guess, in my book, because as long as you got weights, you can do something. I'll let you guys talk a little bit more.
Well, I think the question's a valid question, and the reason why is because they have so many rules in place. You can't do deadlifts. You can't make noise. You can't. I'm sure you can't do like a lot of intense circuit training where you're running around and dropping this weight and running over here and slinging this weight. Like, so I get where he's saying. I don't think he meant to be funny about it. But personally, and I know Brittany can speak on this. You can get a killer workout anywhere, like Larry was saying. Like I've worked out at Planet Fitness before. I don't have a membership there, but when I'm traveling and stuff, sometimes it's the closest gym. It's super cheap, so it's a no-brainer that I'll go work out there for a few days. And typically they have a ton of equipment. I've been to a few. Some have squat racks, some don't. So I have squatted in a Planet Fitness. But yeah, it's all about you. So if you know you can't do deadlifts, don't do deadlifts there. Do some alternatives. Uh, Find somewhere where you can do deadlifts. Invest in a bar and a few plates. But other than that, do what you can at the Planet Fitness. I mean, they have a wide array of equipment. Um, you know, I really doubt they're going to kick you out if you're having a really good workout. As long as you're not that guy in there screaming and acting crazy, you have nothing to worry about. So just go on there, put in work, stay to yourself, and try to follow the rules as best as you can. Um, I've set off the lunk alarm, me and Mike. So, but we didn't get kicked out. So, but anyway, what is you guys' take on that, Carla? What you got?
Yeah, I agree that you can get gains anywhere. I can get gains in my backyard, you know? So I feel like it's where you feel most comfortable. I have a gym in my town, which is about 2 minutes away from my house. It's very, very cheap. I mean, if I don't go there for a year, I'm still paying only like $10 a month, but I keep it because, as a backup. But I'd much rather be at my regular gym because I love it there, because I'm motivated there. I've been there for years. Everybody knows me. I know everybody. Everybody knows my weaknesses. Everybody knows my strengths, and we push each other. Everybody
What?
knows I hate running. I can't run. I feel like, it's wherever you get the most gains where you feel more comfortable, where you can be yourself and do what you love. And as far as a Planet Fitness, I could go to a Planet Fitness and still get a good workout. I don't have to drop the weights to deadlift. I don't have to, follow their rules if I have to. I mean, I'd much rather not work out at a place where I'm not comfortable. But if I have to, I would definitely still get gains there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What about you, Marcin?
Yeah, I agree with Carla. I mean, I got 2 gym memberships now, and one one gym is just like a little dungeon gym. It's awesome. I love it there. It gets me motivated, gets me pumped up. I could do whatever I want there. The other one, there's a little bit of rules, but nothing too crazy. But I mean, we have a lot of members that are at Expo. Planet Fitness, and I mean, they seem to be making gains. There's a few guys that are just posting swolfies, and they're bigger than most of the guys that are in other gyms. So I think it all depends on you. You can make gains anywhere. I mean, I just picked up this book, and there's a whole section of just working out outside, actually, not even in the gym. So you don't even need a gym sometimes.
Yeah, good point. I'll use that as a segue into Big Will real quick because I know Will has posted some pictures and some videos of him putting in work on a farm. So that's a perfect example. Go ahead and take it away, Will.
Well, I won't go to Planet Fitness, but you can still get a great workout in there. You know, doesn't matter who you are. Like they got you could do push-ups in there. You could do chin-ups. There's all kinds of workouts you can do in there. I just won't go in there, me personally.
Is there a reason why or?
Too many rules.
Yeah,
You know. I heard
understandable.
people tell me all kinds of rules in there, like you can't do this, you can't do that. You can't wear a tank top because you intimidate people in there. I mean, there's just too many rules in there.
Well, and if you're under 200 pounds, you definitely don't want to wear a tank top. So
Yeah,
that's a joke,
that's
guys.
true.
Inside joke. Anyway, appreciate it, Will.
No
What you
problem.
got?
What's up? Yeah, you
What you
can
got?
definitely get gains at Planet Fitness. I mean, you want to lift heavy, but more or less, I mean, they got enough weight to where you can get time under tension, stress the hell out of your muscles, and they're gonna grow as long as your nutrition's on point. And one of the best back workouts I've ever got, as far as like traps and upper back, I went to my daughter's playground at her school and was just doing mad pull-ups while she was playing around and playing hide and seek and stuff. So you can definitely get it in anywhere. So yeah, you can definitely get gains at Planet Fitness.
Cool, cool. And last but not least, Larry, what you got?
I started it off, but yeah, definitely get gains anywhere. You see all of those videos of the guys doing calisthenics, bar brothers, and everything just out and about, and those guys are jacked. They're just
Yeah.
at the playground just doing some amazing stuff. So you've even seen those videos where, like, I think it's in Africa where they've got some rods and some
Oh
cement.
yeah. Concrete slabs and you know curling freaking chickens and stuff. Yeah. Hey, mute your microphone, Will. Uh,
That
perfect example. You got guys in prison. Years ago, a lot of prisons started banning uh, weights because they didn't want the inmates getting too big, and they're harder to overpower if there's a riot or any kind of conflict. So they got rid of the weights. So these guys are in there doing mad push-ups, pull-ups. There was even like Cali Muscle. He would talk about how he would have someone hold a towel and like hold the towel down, and he'd have the both ends of the towel, and the guy's pulling down while he's trying to do curls. Just giving that resistance. So I mean, Planet Fitness is definitely a real beast. So good question though. All right, so Eric's back. We're gonna try this again. Um, hey, Eric, can you share your story with the Barbell Life family? Maybe I spoke too soon.
gotta unmute yourself, Eric.
His. Oh, okay. You're on mute, Eric. You got another question lined up, Larry?
Yes, we do.
Okay. We had him for a second. Eric.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So go ahead and share your story with the fam.
Well, I'm more directing. What do you want to know?
Tony, you gotta unmute yourself.
What was that?
Okay. So I mentioned that you're in a wheelchair. I guess I'll take it back to. Can you tell us why? What caused that to happen?
All right. I have cerebral palsy, which is a birth defect. So I've kind of been dealing with this with my whole life. I say kind of because I had a surgery in 8th grade that let's just say helped me stay in a wheelchair.
Compared to what?
They cut my Achilles tendon too short, so now I can't really walk at all.
So this was when you were a kid?
I can't walk.
Eric,
Yeah.
this happened when you were a kid?
Yeah, third grade going into fourth grade.
And before that, there was a possibility that you'd be able to walk, or what? How's that?
I had a different gait. That means I walked funny. But yeah.
Okay, I got
Well,
you.
yeah.
All right. So, growing up, what kind of issues did you encounter? What kind of uh, challenges did you encounter?
Nah, life was an obstacle course, but it was fun that way.
I like that attitude. All right. So, we'll fast forward to now. Um, what what got you into the gym? What was your motivation? What got you to push past the your disability and say, fuck it, I still want to go in there and get it in the best I can.
Um, Basically, after my mother passed, my brother passed, and my dad passed, I got, the inclination that I'm here and I can do me the best that I can do me, so let's make this happen.
Nice. Okay, so um, when you first got in the gym, did you find that it was kind of hard at first, or did you just get right into it and just start tearing it up?
Well, I've kind of been picking up heavy things as best as I can my whole entire life, so it wasn't really all that different. So, I mean, all I did was go in and figure out, what the proper way to use things, the proper way to get results, and I just went with that.
And what kind do you have? Did you have any kind of support? When you decided to, enter this lifestyle. Anybody was helping you, like a trainer or a gym partner or anything like
When
that,
I decided what?
to enter the lifestyle, to start, lifting and working out.
No, all I really had was okay. My disabilities as of now are obviously so dyslexic, which means I can't really be in front of a computer, and I enjoy lifting weights, so it was kind of just a second calling.
Cool, cool. Um, Now, can you give us an example of, a typical routine you do when you go in there?
Well, I'm kind of in there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., so I just kind of I have a routine. I go to the sauna, so I work out, and then for my lunch or my break, I go back into the sauna. Then I come back out to work out, and then before I leave, I go back into the sauna.
Now, do you work at a gym?
Um, no, I don't. I'm pretty much fully disabled. Well, I'm disabled on paper, so
So you're just in the gym all day long. What a beast.
yeah.
Um, what I mean though, as far as like routine, like what are you doing? Like what kind of exercises are you doing?
Oh, rowing. Um, I don't really have the bench down, so I'm on the Smith machine most of the time. So therefore, I don't have to worry about balance. Um, I'm on some poles, shoulder lifts, dips. I can do dips all day. I used to be in a walker, and I don't like moving slow. Granted, I still move slow, but all I do is one dip, replay my feet, and then go into another dip. So,
I got you. Okay, so my last question, and then I'll see if the group has any questions for you. But um, do you have any words of advice for anybody out there who might be in a similar situation as yourself? Anything like to encourage them, or just some wisdom you might be able to share with those guys out there?
Well, all I know is you live once, and if you don't live for your dream, what are you living for?
Well, appreciate that. Let me go around the room and see what the guys got for you. Carla, you got anything for Eric?
Yeah, I was talking to one of the BBL members who's gonna get on the Wendler 531 with me, Wayne Forbes. Um, and sometimes we post memes about people skipping leg day and stuff like that. And there was a point where he could not walk for like 3 years. And when you think about it that way, it's like so easy for us to to judge or to look at a person and say, how come you don't do legs or whatever, and we don't know the reason behind it, and it could be something like really serious like this, and what a lot of people go through. So once again, just like with Christine, I just wanted to I feel really good about seeing people pushing forward through adversaries and obstacles. As he said, life is an obstacle course for many people, and to get up and keep pushing through and keep living, not just existing, is huge. It's a huge inspiration to everyone. So I'm really inspired by your story.
I agree. Marcin, what do you got for Eric?
Yeah, Eric, you're the man, obviously. I think we take a lot of things for granted. Most everyday average people, like, being able to do leg day or being able to just walk, just being able to do anything. And I think a lot of people take a lot of things for granted, and people like you always remind me that, can't be taking stuff for granted. We have it a lot better than what people think. So, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All right. TJ, you got anything?
Yeah, pretty much what everybody else said, man. It's huge inspiration. It's kind of like one of my favorite gym sayings is, I don't have to go to the gym. I get to go to the gym. It's a privilege. Some people overlook that, and I just want to thank Eric for being a big inspiration for me and thousands of others, barbarians and bar beasts in the barbell life. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
What about you, Larry? You got anything?
I'm gonna let Will go real quick, and then I'll follow up.
Big Willie style, what you got?
Eric, you're the man every single day. You always put motivation stuff up on Facebook, and I really enjoy everything you got to say up there. So keep it up. You're very, very awesome, and very proud of you. Because what you do, a lot of people look up to you, and I really enjoy talking to you. So thank you for being a huge motivation to the group.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Larry.
I have to say the same thing. I mean, everybody else kind of pretty much covered it. A lot of times you take for granted. When I was in 6th grade, I was in a wheelchair for about 2 months, and then on crutches for the rest of the 6 months. I got hit by a car and broke my femur. And during that time, it was depressing for me because at that time I ran track a lot, and various things, and I was active, and then I just couldn't be active. And during that time, I was like very introverted because it was just like I couldn't move. Like I had lost a lot of range of motion of my leg because you break your femur, it's got to stick straight. I had screws and pins, and it was just kind of depressing. Like, it was hard for me. So I have more respect for Eric than he knows. I mean, it was just something that personally I had a hard time dealing with. So, Eric, you are definitely an inspiration, and how you get in there and, get it done despite that. You're a better man than me for sure.
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I mean, we brought you on the show for a reason. You're definitely a huge inspiration, huge motivation. Um, and I really hope someone out there sees this today, or down the road even, and you know, get something from it, and it helps push them, to hit their goals as well. Real quick, I had ACL surgery years ago, and like Larry said, I was on crutches. I was laid up for a while. I couldn't do anything, and so I know how it feels to not be able to, you know, to get out there and do all the things you want to do, and I can imagine that being the case every single day. So um, what you're doing is just a huge, huge inspiration, man. And it's an honor to have you on the show. And I know a lot of people out there, you know, appreciate all that you do on the group, and posting and just pushing us. Seeing what you're doing is huge, man. And just know that. I'd second everything everybody said. You're the man, dude. Um, but on that note, we'll we'll let you be part of the panel now, and we'll start taking some questions. So, what you got, Larry?
Okay, our next question here comes from Craig. Craig, it says, serious question: does cardio steal your gains?
All right. Everybody, mute your mics real quick. Okay, cool. Let me see. Who wants to start off with this one?
We could start with Carla. Let's go with Carla.
Okay. I don't think that I mean, gains can mean a lot of things. Strength gains, um, bodybuilding gains, or I mean, gains is like a huge general word. I don't feel like cardio will steal your gains. I think that a lot of people, choose to do it depending on what their goal is. Um, as far as with their diet and trying to get to a certain weight or goal, or competing. Um, my personal opinion is that it wouldn't affect any kind of gains, um, but I don't really have too much more on that.
Okay, cool. What about you, Eric? You got anything on that topic? You gotta unmute your mic, man.
Yeah, I got it. On gains, with me, it's flexibility and well, I'm more of a bodybuilder type, so it's all about pushing.
Okay.
How much can you do? How much weight?
So as far as cardio goes, nothing though?
Well, basically, cardio for me would be wheeling to the gym.
Okay. So obviously you're not seeing any losses by doing that.
Yeah, that's just what cardio is for me.
I got you. All right, cool. Appreciate it. Marcin, you got anything?
I think Larry touched on it a couple weeks ago, saying that like if you do cardio for too long, it starts eating away at your muscle. That's about it. But I think the biggest gain killer is not eating enough food. So I mean, if you want to run, go do all the cardio you want, as long as you're giving your body fuel. That's how I feel about the topic. As long as you're eating what you need to eat to keep your muscle mass, you should be good. You can do whatever you want.
Cool, cool. What about you, TJ?
Pretty much what Marson said. If you keep your diet on check, I mean, you do the cardio, it's good for your cardiovascular system. But if you're in a calorie surplus, you're gonna still gain mass. I mean, if you're in a deficit, it helps you get in a deficit better. I mean, if you're trying to cut weight, then cardio is a good thing to throw in there when you're trying to get low body fat percentage. But as far as just straight up killing gains, no, cardio don't kill gains. It's more or less your diet, like Marson said.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. What about you, Will? You got anything on the topic?
The same as TJ said, like keep muscle, cardio. Like if you want to keep your muscle and you want to do cardio, you gotta eat twice the amount to sustain your muscle. If you don't, as I say, you do a whole bunch of cardio and you want to keep your muscle, you ain't gonna keep your muscle because you're gonna burn your muscle if you keep doing cardio, like a whole bunch of cardio. I think.
Okay. And what about you, Larry? What's your take on this issue?
I think the guys touched on, like more or less what I was saying the other week about doing too much cardio. After a while, your muscle starts to break down when you do a huge amount of cardio. And once it starts breaking down, obviously you're going to lose muscle. So if the idea is to gain muscle, as if that's your definition of what you're trying to gain, then obviously you want to keep cardio from an extreme. And, otherwise supplements, like the guy said, make sure you're having the right amino acids, your BCAAs, to also help with the breakdown so you're not losing that. But other than that, I mean, I like to run sprints a lot, and it's just because of my background running track and stuff. So I incorporate that in my workout, but sprints different than long distance running. So even though there's cardio there, there's not the same chance of breaking down your muscle as doing extensive amounts of cardio. And when we say extensive amount, we're talking about hours and hours of cardio. Like over the hour mark or so, you're probably doing too much cardio if you're trying to gain muscle mass.
Good points. Good. You guys pretty much covered everything I was going to say. You need to be eating enough. Stay out of a caloric deficit. Basically, if you're training hard, your muscle is going to need to break down proteins, amino acids. And if it doesn't have that in your system, then it's going to start stripping away at your muscle to get that. So, like the guy said, eat enough and supplement. That's what they're there for. So if you're not eating enough and you're doing a ton of cardio or you're training, X amount of hours a day, and you don't want to lose your hard-earned muscle, then make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. Make sure you're taking your BCAAs, things like that. So cardio has a ton of benefits. Cardio itself isn't gonna just eat away at your muscle. That's silly. If you look at the biggest dudes in the world, the bodybuilders and stuff, these guys are doing hours of cardio, and they're massive. They got slabs of muscle. So that right there should show you cardio's not killing their muscle. When done right, your cardio is gonna, like TJ said, it's gonna be good for your cardiovascular, your heart health. It's got a ton of benefits. And if done right, it's gonna burn away your fat. not so much your muscle if you're doing all the things that you need to be doing. So don't worry about losing muscle mass. Just make sure you're eating right and supplementing when necessary. Good question though. Next one.
Okay, our next question, more or less, if I could see a show of hands, who's going to the Arnold?
I wish. I think Marston's going, but I think he just left.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. So this one's probably for you, Marcin. Um, since you're going to the Arnold Classic, Edward wants to know: is there any FAM or lifting meetup that you might be meeting up with some people so he can meet up with you?
Is this
Yeah, I'm still waiting on I'm waiting on my buddy John to see what time we can leave, but I think we're going to leave Thursday and for sure be there Friday and Saturday. But I'll know that information as soon as he figures it out from his teachers and stuff. So I mean, I've been asking him, so I'm just waiting on that. I should know more come tomorrow. But yeah, definitely. I mean, when I'm there, I'm gonna post over there. I'll post something on the page as soon as I know exactly what day. But I'm shooting for Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we kind of spoke about this before. Marston's going to be at the Arnold, so he's going to be like our representative from the Barbell Life. So, like he said, he's gonna post on the page and try to rally anyone from the group that's going to be there, so you guys can all get together and get some pictures and meet each other, hang out. Um, and I'm hoping you guys get a badass picture in your Barbell Life uniform in front of the Arnold statue. That'd be pretty badass. Um, but yeah, if you guys are going or you want to go, reach out to Marcin. He's the POC for this here event. So thanks for asking that question. What else you got, Larry?
Our next question comes from Benjamin. How about some quick and easy protein-packed meal ideas for those of us always on the go? So I guess we'll. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna see who wanted to hit that one first.
Carla?
I mean, basically, I usually, as most people do, meal prep, and I pack up my lunch, my food for the next day from overnight, because I have to leave the house at like 5:30 in the morning, and I'm gone. Then I work for like 12, go to the gym, work for 12 hours. By the time I get home, it's like 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock. So I have to make sure that I have my food. So I'll always have chicken. I'll always have, my vegetables and quinoa, brown rice, whatever I'm doing that week, or salmon, and always have enough protein shake that mixed already so that I could get all my protein in. So basically, a good idea is to have a huge lunch bag, and just fill it with stuff and bring it with you. Even if you're not going to be at work and you're just going to be out on the road doing stuff, always be prepared and make sure that you have food.
Yeah, that's a good point. Meal prep is huge. I mean, not so much for competition, but just day-to-day life. You're out there training, and you're trying to build muscle or keep the muscle you have. But if you're living a busy lifestyle and you're not eating throughout the day, you're getting maybe breakfast, or you're able to squeeze in a late dinner or lunch, and you're not eating again until late that night when you get home. Like you're sacrificing your hard-earned muscle. So um, like Carla said, pack food, bring food with you. I carry a backpack with me to work, and I have a ton of snacks, and I got Tupperwares full of meals that I've prepped and stuff like that. So yeah, good point, Carla. Thank you. What about you, Eric? You got anything on protein meals on the go?
Well, as you've heard before, I live in the gym. I take my lunch with me in a little sack or bring some fruit, and drink protein right after I'm done working out. So that's
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Eric. Marcin, you're up next.
I'm always on the go, so sometimes it's actually hard to like meal prep. And I'm not a fan of eating cold food. But if you go to a lot of these like somewhat a little bit above like I mean a lot of people eat Chipotle. I'm not a huge I like Chipotle but not a huge fan of Chipotle, but I'll get a lot of like I'll go to a lot of like mom and pop burger places and I'll ask them just to fry me up grill me up a chicken breast and stuff. I mean, and sometimes I'll bring some rice and stuff with me, but for the most part, I mean, I think there was a few people that were there was a post a while back, and a lot of guys are fans of like going to like Walmart or something, and or like a grocery store and just literally picking up those roasted chickens, like bringing that to work. Cause I don't know how other people are, but I'm just not a fan of eating cold food or microwaving my food. I like it fresh. So I mean, I try, but I'm not the best at meal prepping, so don't have the best answers. But I always carry a lot of Quest bars, and I'll get my food in, but I like it fresh or warm.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that rotisserie chicken is huge. Um, I appreciate that. What about you, TJ?
One of my go-to quick preps would be like the tuna in the foil packs, and like a couple, maybe two or three hard-boiled eggs and some brown rice. It's good 30, 40 grams of protein right there. So that's pretty much what I go with.
I forgot about hard-boiled eggs. Those are money right there. I usually have some hard-boiled eggs, and I'll have like a little bag of like salt and pepper, so I can just season it and just. But good point. What about you, Will? You got anything? Any protein meals for the go?
I mean, I take to work like protein bars, or sometimes I'll have tuna, like tuna and peanut butter mixed together, you know. But that's pretty much it when I take it to work.
Okay, cool. Larry, yeah,
Me, hard-boiled eggs. I have protein, sitting at my desk at work, and then I also have it at home. I kind of put it in places to prepare myself just in case I wasn't prepared. And then, more or less just packing the night before. I don't do anything special. I mean, I definitely have to be better about my macros, but yeah, that's how I get it done.
cool. A really easy one. Somebody get that mic. A real easy one is jerky. I mean, it's dried meat. You can take it anywhere. You don't have to refrigerate it. It's it's in a tiny little bag. You can put it in your pocket, damn near. So, jerky's a big one. So, hard-boiled eggs, rotisserie chicken, prepping your meals, bringing that with you, jerky, all these ideas, a bunch of options. So, good question. I have a question actually from my boy Adam Weidman. I didn't want to forget about him. He had asked me, how often should you lift after getting into the gym when your soreness is at its worst? So basically, what he's asking is, um, you have DOMS set in, delayed onset muscle soreness. So you're basically sore after a workout. How long should you wait till you train that muscle again? That's how I'm interpreting his question. Um, the way I break it down is I break my workouts down by week. So this day I'm doing this body part, this day that body part. So when the next week rolls around, I'm nice and healed up and I can reattack. You definitely want to let your muscle heal and get good recovery before you start hitting it again, or else it can be counterproductive. So keep that in mind. I think the best rule of thumb, though, would be once it's not really sore anymore, you should be good to go. So um, Carla stepped away. So what do you got, Eric? All right. Carla, did you hear the question?
Yeah, I heard the question. I just went to plug my phone in. Um, I mean, I have been sore from doing deadlifts. I did them last Thursday, and tomorrow I have to squat, and I'm still sore, but I'm still gonna squat. I mean, I'll just deal with it. And I don't really know if there's a certain amount of time that you have to wait. I just push through it, whether I'm sore or not, whether I'm dying or not. So that's how I deal with it.
Adam, don't listen to Carla. She's a freak of nature. We can't all be like her. She's a monster. You listen to her, you're gonna be freaking laid up. Um, but yeah, what about you, Marcin? What do you think?
I'm kind of like Tony. I break down my muscles, so I mean, it's usually a good 3 to 4 days before I hit that same body part again. So I'm not crazy sore by that point. So I don't know how often you train, like at like your certain body part, Adam, but I'm assuming you give your maybe another couple days, then you'll be fine. Like that. Like I do it like Tony does it. Or for the most part, I'm hitting every muscle group at least once a week. Maybe I'll get it to twice a week, maybe if I have time. But for the most part, I only do it like each muscle group once a week, and then so I'm ready for the next week. I'm usually fine for the most part. That's it.
TJ, go ahead, man.
I'd say typically if you wanted to go by like time frame, I would say around 48 hours maybe for the smaller muscles like the biceps, calves, stuff like that. But of course, legs would be the exception. Them quads, you're gonna have to probably wait a little bit longer. But listen to your body. Just listen to your body. You get a good gauge on how your body feels. You'll know when it's time to go hit that muscle again. So that's about it.
Yeah, listening to your body's crucial. Um, Will, what do you suggest?
Like TJ said, just listen to your body. So but I usually I do each body part 2 times a week, but the rest in between I probably like at least 48 or 72 hours.
Okay, cool. Larry?
I think everybody covered it for me. I'm more or less the same. Exactly. Listen to your body. That's what I do a lot. Because I found if I try to go with any set schedule, sometimes that's where you introduce injury where you shouldn't. By not listening to your body, you're like, oh, I'm sore as hell, and I can barely move, but I'm going to go in here anyways and do it, and then that's when injury normally happens. So, more or less, that's what I try to do is just listen to my body.
Yeah, like Larry said, if you're not listening to your body, you're gonna end up hurting yourself. And I mean, it's so true. I've done it before. So, um, like Carla said, though, you can still train, back to back. They got that whole squat every day thing, and people are doing it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've never done it, but just based off of what I know, constantly training like that can break you down, but it's doable. So just listen to your body. Good question. Appreciate it. Um, Larry stepped away. I was gonna see about another question, so I got it. Oh, there he is. He just rolled back in.
Yeah, sorry. So the next question that we have, and this is more one for you, Tony. Can we know this comes from Charlie. She said, can we know who the guest is a little bit ahead of time so that they can ask questions, essentially?
Yeah, we want to start promoting the show earlier in the week. Um, Keep in mind, we just kind of jumped in this thing. None of us have experience, hosting or putting together a show, so it's all new. We've been kind of adjusting as we go, working out the kinks. I feel like the show's definitely gotten better, but um, we want to do better at marketing and letting you guys know ahead of time. And we will start letting you know the guests a little further out so you can get questions in with them. Um, this week was kind of a rarity because we were running through guests, and there was always an issue why someone couldn't make it. So we did get a good guest. He has had some technical issues today, but we did get some good info out of him. And but yeah, we will answer those questions, or we will get that guest out a little earlier so you guys can get questions in with them. Thanks, Charlie.
Okay, our next question comes from Tiffany, and she wants to know basically where to start as a beginner with carb cycling, and really how does it work. Um, so I'll let Carla. Do you have anything on that? You're still muted.
I got nothing on that, Larry.
Okay. Anybody else? Or I'll leave it to Tony.
All right, so I never claim to know everything, and I won't sit here and pretend I do because I don't. Um, I know a little bit about carb cycling. I've never done it. I actually plan on looking into it. I think I kind of have done it for my prep during peak week, but basically you're having low carb and high carb days. So um, you may go 2 days with very low carbs, little to none, and then on that third day you just throw in a ton of carbs. Um, Doing that, you're draining your glucose stores. So um, once you do have that big carb day, you're pumping those cells full of glucose again. And I know as far as competition wise, that's filling up your muscles. As far as just day to day carb cycling, it's usually done to help people lose weight. You're losing, you don't have the carbs to burn, so your body is, in a sense, going to a state of ketosis where, okay, I don't have carbs, let me switch and start pulling from the fat stores in order to get the energy I need to sustain and to operate. So that's what I know about carb cycling. I may be missing something, but if I'm wrong, point it out. But that's a good question, and hopefully down the road we can further elaborate on that. Anybody else? Nothing. Okay, crickets. Got another question, Larry?
Yes, Lee asks, my core days are getting mundane. Any tips to mix it up and get a deeper burn again?
Core. Okay. I'm gonna send this one to Carla because she's like the beast when it comes to core training and strongman and all that. So take it away, Carla.
Could you repeat the question again?
Yes, Lee asks, he says, my core days are getting mundane. Any tips to mix it up and get a deeper burn again? So I think what he's really asking is, do you have any more interesting exercises to hit that core? He didn't tell us what he's currently doing, but maybe some exercise that you may like to do for core.
I mean, I don't really, target the core per se. I have to say that everything that I do involves the core with, trying to keep good form, trying to, stay tight on your squats, your deadlifts, your, log presses, stones, whatever I do, I have to, keep my core tight, and I don't really do specific core exercises, but everything involves the core, a strong core. I mean, if you don't have that, or if you don't, train in that manner, then you're capable of hurting yourself. And I've done that, As I said before, the fitness life is all about, continually learning every day how to do things the correct way. I mean, you think you might know how to deadlift or squat, and but still you have to stay focused. You have to always make sure that you're keeping everything tight. I can't stress this enough. I feel like you never finish learning. My coach corrects me all the time. I see him correct people that have been lifting way longer than me, that lift, some guys that are, squatting 400, 500 pounds, and they still take advice from people. And, I don't really have any specific core exercises that I do, but everything that I do involves a strong core and trying to develop one.
Yeah, I know a lot of what you do is core based. So a lot of that strongman stuff. What it farmers walks and the Atlas stone and all that stuff is training your core. So look into strongman. I mean, it's all core. So does anyone else have any core suggestions?
Me typically, I don't really train core. Just go in and have a ab day or anything like that. Get it from squats and deadlifts and all the compound exercises like the farmer walks. Those are awesome. But if you really want to feel like you've probably been hit with a sledgehammer, a good one is doing decline crunches with like a 45-pound. That's what I use, is a 45-pound dumbbell. Just put it across your chest like that and hold it and go and hit about 10, 12 reps, about 4 sets. Next day you'll feel like you was hit with a sledgehammer.
Good one, good one. All right. Anybody else before I jump in?
I do yoga. In yoga, there's a lot of core exercises that, just in doing a lot of the poses. Other things that I end up doing is you get it when you do like bird dogs, or you do the planks, holding the planks for a minute or so. Good way to do it. Or from the pull-up bar, raising your legs to touch you're lifting your leg to touch the top of the pull-up bar. Another one that I've seen is where you do like a reverse pull-up on the like on a Smith and Wesson machine. You can lower it to where you're underneath, and then you lift your legs and you pull them in and turn them side to side. That kills you. I saw one of our bar beasts doing that. I was like, oh, I gotta check that out. I was hurting for a couple days, so that one's definitely hardcore. But I'll let you go from here if anybody else got it, Tony.
I definitely need to look into this Smith and Wesson machine. But no, core stuff. Planks are always a good one. I actually did some walking lunges with the the fixed bar. So had it over my shoulder, and I'm walking across the room and back. And the next day my core is just like, especially near my sides, sore as hell. So research. There's a plethora of information online. So all you have to do is just get in that search engine, type in core, and bam, you're just gonna have tons of articles, tons of videos, So go find out some stuff other than what we said, and should be able to help you out. But So we're about at the hour mark. Um, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Uh, does anybody want to say their piece before we go?
We have one more question now, or two more before we go, real quick. The first one is the person's asking about decals. And so I know that just came up when you and I were talking, Tony, so I think you might want to announce something around that.
Okay, so you guys have been asking for the Barbell Life logo. You've been asking for the decals for a while. So basically, the Barbarian, you want to throw it on your car or whatever. We've kind of been looking into it, and we're actually going to put out a batch of decals. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably have them available this week. And so, yeah, car decals coming. That's about it. They'll be pretty cheap. So what's the other question, Larry?
And this next one is from Steve from you, and he's asking, what can he do to look like you, essentially, and get your gains?
Big Bench Steve Poitras. The better question is, what can I do to get my bench like his? This dude weighs, I want to say, 160 something, 170 something, benching like 400 pounds, which blows my mind. Steve's a beast, and we're gonna have him on the show, just so you know. But yeah, he's just being funny, man. Steve's my guy. We'll definitely have him on the show, though. Have him talk about some bench press techniques. He's actually a champion bench presser, kicking this dude's ass back home. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks a ton for the questions. Keep them coming. We try our best to answer as many as possible. I want to give a big shout out to Eric for coming on the show. Like I said, you're a huge inspiration, and it was an honor to have you here. You have any final words before we head out?
Well, just training for September 13th. That's all
You're
I'm.
pulling the truck, right?
What's up?
You're pulling that semi, right?
Yep.
We should have totally talked about that. You want to just talk about that real quick? What's the game plan?
Sure. I'll be doing that event in Manhattan, Kansas. I found a location, but that location's also having some construction done, so I might not be able to do it at that very time. But I'll definitely let y'all know when, where, how, why.
Yeah, that's a must. We definitely want to hear all about that, and if there's footage or some kind of a link or something, that'd be cool too. So
Yeah.
definitely keep us posted on that. Any last words for the group as far as any advice or anything like that? Parting words?
Parting words. Much respect. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for being on the show. Carla, you want to say goodbye to the fam?
Yeah, guys. No, just wanted to say have a great week. Whatever your goals are for this week. Stay positive. Lots of lifting videos and transformation pics. Thank you for keeping me motivated and for inspiring me on a daily basis. And I'm glad to be on this journey with you. And, just one love all the time.
One love, one love. All right, Marcin, what you got?
All right, guys. Have a great Sunday night, but I think you guys will be interested. We're going to be doing a couple new things this upcoming week. just stay tuned and look at the page and keep everybody motivated. Post some videos and keep the gain train going.
TJ, what you got?
I just want to thank all my Barbarian Barbies brothers and sisters for helping me kick my ass every day. Just loving gains all day, every day.
Loving gains. Big Will, what you got?
Thank you all the members in the group for motivation every single day, your hard work, your videos. Thank you. Keep up the great job and keep posting more. Love you guys.
And last but not least, Larry.
Thank you guys for always the motivation. You guys are always motivating, always out there, getting it in. So thank you for that. And, just keep doing your thing.
All right, well, you guys heard it. Seems like the general consensus is thank you. The Barbell Life is nothing without you guys, so we really appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all the posts, all the inspiration, all the motivation, all the love you show. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be back next week. And like I've been saying, we have a huge announcement coming, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, be on the lookout for those car decals this week. We're out.